today, and thank you to Dylan for coming out to teach us a little bit about Instagram strategies. This is part of the Chamber's Watch and Learn series, which used to be called the Luncheon Learns. Since we all can't gather for lunch, we're now doing it from the comfort of our own homes, so we're now watching and learning. So Dylan, again, I'd like to thank you for taking your time today, so go ahead and you can get started when you're ready.
All right. Well, thank you, everybody. For those of you that have not used the Zoom platform before, it is very interactive. If you move your mouse around, you will see a black bar appear at the bottom, and that is your mute and unmute feature. So that, of course, if you want to come off mute and ask a question, you certainly can, no problem. If you hit the stop video, that does not stop my presentation at all. That just stops us from seeing you. So if you want us to see you, then just hit start video, and all it does is just enable your webcam. So that's really the only, those two features. And then all the way on the side, the more button, there is a chat. So those features are there as well for a chat box. But we're going to go get started. If you have any questions, you can certainly come off mute or ask your questions, and I'll try to monitor those as well. But my name is Dylan Spencer. I am with the American Cancer Society. I have been on staff for 5 years now, and I cover quite a few different areas, one of them being Greene County. So I manage all of the fundraising for Greene County. I also cover Fayette County, a snippet of Washington, half of Westmoreland County, and now a little snippet of Allegheny County as well, with all the changes from COVID. So for those of you, if you're familiar with the Relay for Life walks, that is our main entity and what I focus primarily on with our youth and adult markets. So I am a senior community development manager. I do now officially work from home. So that has changed with COVID-19, but I'm excited today to talk to you about Instagram strategies. This is a presentation that I put together for fellow coworkers that we were working on social media last year. And this really stemmed upon feedback from our volunteers. So whether you are working as a nonprofit or a business, hopefully there's something that you can take away from this. I tried to make this very general. There may be some nonprofit verbiage, but it's very easy to interchange that with anything. So let's get started. So the agenda today is, why is Instagram important, first and foremost. And then we're going to go into how to set up an Instagram account. So I'm actually going to walk you through, if you have never used Instagram before, if you've used it just personally, that's great. If you've used it for your business in the past, that's great. But if you've never used it at all, I will walk you through that. How to link Instagram to your event, Facebook, and Twitter accounts. So I will show you how you can simply post to Instagram, and it will also go to your Facebook and Twitter pages at the same time. So you don't have to go to 3 different platforms wasting time to post content. You can put it in one spot, and it'll go to all 3 at the same time. And then we're going to talk about what's an Instagram story, which is part of Instagram that is very important. And then what is an Instagram highlight? So there's Instagram, there's the Instagram story feature, and the highlight feature. And I promise I will go through all 3 with all of you. And then we'll do some questions and wrap up as well. So the purpose behind Instagram is really these questions: is, do you want to gain visibility among, in this case it says younger donors, but really that younger generation? And this really comes from, we did a question and answer session with different age groups. So we had the quote unquote adult class, we had the college group, we had the high school group. And it was interesting getting, the college group and the young adults, the ones really getting out of college, starting their businesses, starting their first jobs post-college in their trades. They said, they asked all of the businesses and groups in the room, they said, how many of your organizations have a Facebook page? Raise your hand. Almost all of them did. That's everybody's usually default social media account. Then they said, okay, keep your hand up if you also have an Instagram. And almost all of them, except for maybe 1 or 2, kept their hands up. And that group said right there in front of everybody, if your group does not have an Instagram account, we will know nothing about your business, and we will not participate in your business because we're not seeing it. our generation is feeding off of Instagram. That's where we're seeing everything. That's what we're participating in. And that was kind of the big moment of we're missing a huge generation because they are Instagram focused. So are you looking for ways to increase your relevancy? Do you strive to find alternate methods to share your story from your business? And are you utilizing community-driven activities for techniques such as, your businesses and nonprofit world, of course, it's peer-to-peer fundraising and social sharing, but really getting that message out. So those are the kind of 4 main questions. And all of these links that I put in and the presentation, we will get to everybody after as well. So what is Instagram? It illustrates your work. So it is a picture first program. So that is the main feature of Instagram, is you can't do anything unless you have a photo with it. So that is the main part. It has been proven that more and more people are more inclined to look at your posts if there is a picture or a video attached. If you just go and make a post on Facebook that says, you're putting your content of, hey, such and such is happening on this day at this time, but there's no photo or video or something to really capture them and get them to look at your post, you're missing that whole audience. They're gonna scroll past it. New content keeps you in front of people, so it does keep scrolling to the top. So as you post something, it's going to the top of their news feeds. Instagram is all about emotion, emotion, emotion. So they want to see, they don't want to see that stock image of, they don't want to see a stock image of a truck for a business. They want to see a person in front of that truck promoting the business with a caption with it. They want to see real life events. So if you're promoting, the Christmas tree lighting, they want to see a picture of the previous year of people around that tree. That's what captures it. They want to see the excitement of that event. They don't want to just see a picture of a tree. They want more to that. It's all about the emotion. It's posting in the field, it's real time, and it's relevant. So it's also not only promoting your events or what you're trying to sell ahead of time, it's that moment as well. So is somebody buying, are you a car dealership and somebody's buying a car from you? That's exciting. Take a picture of them with their brand new car and post that to your Instagram account and tag them in it. And we'll talk about, that's the next thing, tagging them. Show them how excited you are that somebody bought a car from you, and it'll get other people to come as well. And it makes those people that bought the car feel that you care about them. We're all about wanting our customers to feel, to know that we care about our customers, and we want them to come back in 4 or 5 years when they're ready for that next car or they're ready for that next event. So they want tagged. They want that notification on Instagram that shows them, hey, such and such business tagged you in this post, because then they can share it. They see it and they're excited for it. So tagging accounts and hashtags increase that visibility for you. And then also, again, it brings you new people. You've obviously, for the most part, you may have been using Facebook for a long time. With Instagram, you're getting a whole new group of people that maybe your business has not engaged before. So it's just a nonprofit's quick guide, but I still think it's great for everybody. So it just says kind of a recap of what I've said before. So it says to use human-centric photos. So I've already kind of talked on that. Make sure that you have people in your photos. It's not just a picture of, a wall or a poster. It's real people showing that. So if you're trying to, if your business is doing a buy one, get one sale, and you want to put a sign that says, on Saturday, blah, 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 we're doing a buy one, get one, this, that. That's great. But instead of posting that, have somebody hold that sign that says buy one, get one sale. That's what you're looking for. People want to see people promoting it, not just a stock image. Tell stories with pictures, show context, show why they should participate. Demonstrate the needs, what are you trying to do? Make sure they understand and it's clear of what you're selling. Honor your partners and your efforts. So if you have, the chamber, for example, partners with a million different groups, getting those people that opportunity to feel that they're appreciated for participating in those events by tagging them, putting them in their post. Filter the images to make them more shareable. So just going through, making sure you're using that best image. So if you take 20 photos of something, really look for the best ones. What are really going to capture that emotion of people wanting to look at your post. Drive conversations through the hashtag movements. Hashtags are great for the effect that if you get people to start using those hashtags, you can type that hashtag in and see everybody that used that same hashtag that day. So if you use hashtag, Greene County Chamber of Commerce, you could type that into Instagram and see everybody that's ever used that hashtag, and then you can see all those photos. That's the great thing for events and activities is if you tell everybody to use that hashtag, that's an easy way for you to get photos that maybe you didn't have time to take, but other people took and posted, and you can easily snag them. Videos are also a key thing. We can take photos all the time. Sometimes we may feel a little uncomfortable, with videos, interviewing somebody or interviewing yourself. But that's what people want to see. They want to see that raw footage of an event. They want to see you talking. They want to hear, hi, I'm such and such from such and such business. Today we are promoting this, because they want to watch it. We live in a society, especially with COVID-19, everybody is on their phones, their iPads, their computers all the time, and they're eating up time by watching videos. They're trying to just find things to keep them entertained. And then live events. So just like with Facebook, there is a live events feature where you can go live and it'll post to your Instagram page as a story and as a post that, at your event or at your business, you can go live showcasing all of the new things that your business is doing. The great thing that I think with this right now with COVID-19 is do a live video or do a video showing your COVID-19 procedures. Show how your business is making it safe for everybody to come to, because that's right now what everybody wants to see. So just those things of tangible, easy things, and build your social media calendar. If you are in charge of social media for your company, think about it, I always say, a month or two in advance. Right now I'm working on everything for November and December. September and October are done. We may have things that pop up, but you really should think that 2 months ahead and be thinking, make yourself a Google Calendar, or even just use a piece of paper, print out a calendar for the next month and just jot things down. Where do you want to put things so that you're thinking ahead of time? Oh, on September 15th, I know I want to do a post about this. That way you don't forget, and that way you're not at the last minute scrambling for content. That's the biggest things with Instagram, Facebook, Twitter that you see with a lot of businesses and groups is they create it at the very beginning. They're excited. They're going to post. They're strong for about a month, and then it starts to die out because they start forgetting about it. Other things come up, or they start wondering what to post. So if you create your social media calendar now, that you can be setting up, I know in 2 months, this is what we're going to talk about, so that it's relevant to what your business is doing. Okay, so here is just some examples of those kind of posts that we talked about. So, the lady holding the piece of paper saying, join me live on Facebook at 12 noon with the time zone on the date and their Instagram handle. So that's a great example of advertising ahead of time, and it's easy. It's a picture of her holding it, and it says where to join. It says what time, it says what the date is, and it says the Instagram handle or the Facebook handle, And again, they're advertising that they're going live on Facebook, but they're advertising it on Instagram. That's fine. It's just a way to get people to go to all of your pages. Again, some other examples of, are one of the breast cancer events. It's a group of people. Instead of saying, and it says, come to and they tag them at Keep a Breast Tent and get educated about breast health while you wait for your favorite bands today. They tagged Vans Warped Tour, so they got the notification. Thanks to the awesome at Shanley Joe for creating our crew outfits today. So there was an advertisement, and there was 2 thank yous in that. They talked about the tour that they're at. They thanked the organization that made their outfits, and they added those hashtags so that they could see hashtag Keep a Breast, hashtag Vans Warped Tour, hashtag Vans Warped Tour 2017. You know, the picture of, you know, the glasses is just another example of, you know, it's somebody in the background. While you may not see them, those mugs are prominent with what they're trying to do, that Never Thirst Water campaign. So again, tangible activities, it's not just a normal stock photo, it's real, it's personal. You want to see what the post is about. And again, remember, Instagram, the big difference with Instagram and other features is it is phone first. So Instagram is a platform that you have to use on your phone. You can go on Instagram on a computer, but you can't post on a computer. So that's something to keep in your mind. You do have to have the Instagram app downloaded, and I will show you how to do all of that. But again, this is a mobile first platform, and that's the thing. People are looking at it normally on their phones. So again, they're looking on their phones. This is what they're using it for. It's not really utilized on the computer. So just remember, this is a mobile platform first. Okay, so the big thing, if you've never used Instagram before, how to set up an Instagram account. So each Instagram account must have a separate email account tied to it. So what I mean by that is if you have a personal account, you know, if Melody has an Instagram account and her emails that she signed up for is melodylongstreth@gmail.com. And now she wants to set up one for the chamber. She'll need to use a different email address. So for that, she would use Greene County Chamber, you know, at gmail.com or whatever it is. So just keep that in mind. For nonprofits, it gets a little tricky because, example, I manage 12 Instagram accounts for each one of my events. So I have to have an email address for every single one of those accounts. So in that case, I just created Gmail accounts for all the events because you have to have one separate email account tied to each account that you're setting up. So if your business has multiple things that you want pages for, or if you do different events, that's something to just keep in your mind. As I already said, Instagram is a phone first app. You cannot access all the features from your computer. And then the nice thing is you can have up to 5 Instagram accounts on your phone at one time and switch between each one. So you don't have to worry about, you know, oh, I'm on my personal account, now I need to go to my business account. I need to log out and remember my login info when I want to switch back. There's a switch account feature on Instagram, so you can just easily go back and forth without having to log in and out all the time, which is really nice. So a coworker and I did a screen recording of setting it up. It doesn't have volume. I'm just going to talk you through it. And again, this is just how it looks when you set up an Instagram account. And I apologize if I'm talking faster than the video. It sometimes looks different on Zoom. So, okay, so this is an example of a personal account. So you see, you go all the way down and you can add account. You will simply type in the email that you want to use. And then the password. It says it's not an account. So you'll hit sign up. Type in that email again. And then you will want to make the name whatever you're promoting. So Greene County Chamber of Commerce, Relay for Life of Fayette County, etc. That's what your name will show up on. And I apologize, my coworker was having hardcore typing issues that day. There was a lot of backspacing happening. Set your password. Make sure you remember your password. There you're set up. And this is just asking, you know, you can link some friends already, link your contacts. You don't have to. Add a picture as the profile, just like you would. It is a circle. So just remember, you'll want to make sure you use an image that'll fit in that circle and it doesn't look, you know, cut and distorted. So you may have to play around with different profile pictures to really find the one that you want to use at that time for your profile picture. Of course, you can change your profile picture at any time, just like you would for an event, you know, a Facebook page. You can save your login info. I recommend making sure another person of your organization also has the username and password to this Instagram account. So there's two of you with the info, just in case something were to happen. That's the biggest thing. Pages tend to go dead because the login information isn't in a second person's hands. So that's it for setting up Instagram. You're done, it's set up, you're good to get started. Okay, so that mention that I made earlier of how to link Instagram to your event Facebook and Twitter accounts. So I took a bunch of screenshots to show you. So when you are on your Instagram account, there is the top 3 lines in the top right-hand corner. You will simply click on that. This is an example of one of my pages that I manage. You'll then click on settings. After that, you click on account and then linked accounts. So again, it's those couple steps there of the 3 lines: settings, account, linked account. Then after that, you will see all of the different platforms that you can link to. So if you have a Facebook, you have Twitter, a Tumblr, a bunch of other stuff that I don't use, but Facebook and Twitter primarily. Click on the Facebook. It usually will probably say your name first, but if you click on it, another screen will appear that you can then share to and hit that arrow, and you can pick which Facebook page you are trying to link to that you have access to. So if you are, you know, in Melody's case, it may say Melody Longstress, and then when she clicks on it, Greene County Chamber of Commerce will also pop up. She can click that one instead. Then it'll always share. When she posts on Instagram, she can have the feature that it always goes to Instagram as well, so she doesn't have to go to that platform also and share it there. So it is nice in that regards that you can just go to one spot and set it up for all of your accounts. You do have the option as well that when you're making a post, if you don't for some reason want it to go to Facebook, maybe just the verbiage, you want something different on Facebook, you can not have it go when you create that as well. All right, so what are stories? Stories are my favorite feature. This is something that is not just an Instagram thing. Facebook has it as well. It is definitely growing in popularity over the past couple years. And it's the notifications at the top of your Facebook page or Instagram account that are highlighted. And we're going to kind of talk about what stories are. So the evolution of stories. So in October 2013, Snapchat launched stories. So it allowed users to build chains of shared content that can be viewed an unlimited number of times for 24 hours. So that's the big thing. A story is only there for 24 hours and then it goes away. In August 2016, Instagram launched stories. The users can post a 24-hour photo and video slideshows that disappear. In January, Instagram announced that stories already had hit 150 million daily active users and launched ads for stories. In February 2017, WhatsApp launched status, which was about the same. March 2017, Facebook joined the game and launched Messenger Day, a way to share photos and videos as they happen throughout your day. And then Facebook launched the Stories apps as well, because as we know, when one platform finds something good, the other platforms tend to jump on it as well. So what is an Instagram story? So an Instagram story, like the post said, it is a 24-hour photo or video, it's there for 24 hours and then it goes away. So with that feature, it is there. It is, so how it works is, sorry about that. So the story feature, again, it is in their face, which the nice thing about that is it's a notification at the top of the page. So it is always there, and the only way to make it go away is if somebody clicks on it. So that's the thing that businesses use stories a lot for, because unless they click on it, it's not going to go away, and people want those notifications to go away. That's the biggest thing, is they want those notifications to go away, so they're going to look at your story. You can post multiple stories in a day. So example, this was a breast cancer campaign that we did. So the first time they clicked, it said, help us make strides against breast cancer this October. They clicked again, and it said, hashtag I drive for, screenshot this. So they could screenshot it on their phone, fill it in, and they could put it on their own story. This was a campaign that we do every year with Chevy. Basically, they give the American Cancer Society $5 for every time the hashtag I drive for is used. So of course, we heavily promote that. And then we also tied it in with research, and it said the last story was 162 number of breast cancer grants in effect as of August 1st, 2019. This was last year. So, we advertised the event, we asked them what they were doing, what to do, and then we gave them some research behind it. So, the story feature is there. Again, it's there for 24 hours, then it goes away. So think about that. Right now I'm working on our big mom fundraiser. So I just posted on all of my stories today about that mom fundraiser that people could order by messaging with a picture of moms and some verbiage, etc. So what can you, if you're doing that day, say you're doing, a promotion for your business, the buy one, get one half off or something. Put that in your story, because everybody's going to see it that day. Put it the day before, put it the day up. And again, there's a link that says more about stories as well. And then highlights. So when you're looking at your Instagram page, you will see in the middle, this is an example of our ACS Pennsylvania page. There are those 3 circles at the bottom. So when you're making those stories, if it's something that you really like and you want people to see forever, you can make it a highlight. So a highlight is a story that you do want to keep on your Instagram until you decide to delete it. So it's essentially the Instagram stories you choose to feature on your profile permanently. If you add a story to a highlight, it will be visible after that 24 hours. So it's a great way to keep your most successful stories running. One highlight, which a highlight is that circled, there's one in the middle of my screen that says join us, can have 100 photos in that highlight, and you can create as many highlights as you want. How to create one? You tap on the highlight icon at the bottom. In the add to highlights, you pop up, you tap new. So example, what we did as a highlight where it says join us, they can click on that at any time and see all of our social media channels. So they know at ACS Pennsylvania is our handle for Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. And then we had a highlight for our Making Strides Against Breast Cancer walk that had the details. So those highlights are nice because they are always there. And again, people can click on them, click on them, click on them. They're not going to go away. But it's a nice way for people to go back if they thought, oh, I think I saw something. Where was it? It's there. So again, stories, 24 hours, highlights, they're there forever to click through. So just to kind of wrap a couple things up is, that example of that picture, the follow at ACS Pennsylvania, that's our channels, how we promote that. A couple last things with Instagram, and then I can walk through really anything and answer questions, is, kind of going through Instagram, things that have worked great for me is just, again, those photos. People want to see those real life things. They want to see what you're doing. They don't always want to see a stock photo. So, if you're promoting that you're selling these cupcakes, again, take a picture of somebody holding that cupcake, of a customer in there, and tag them. For us, it's all about, we use Instagram a lot now for thanking our sponsors. So we will put a post up about that sponsor and we will tag them, because if they get tagged, they get a notification saying, hey, such and such page tagged you, and then they can click on it and see your post. If you want to thank somebody for buying something, you know, do that as well. It's very easy to find people, find their handles, encourage them. But again, make sure if you have an Instagram, you promote your Instagram. So if there's somewhere, you know, your front window, you know, that little graphic that I made, we had that posted all over our office. We had that at all of our events, on yard signs, even outside of the business, saying, hey, follow us on Instagram with that at ACS Pennsylvania, so that they knew, oh yeah, there's their Instagram. Another great thing to do is, you know, tell them, you know, if you're selling something, offer them something for following your Instagram. So you can make a post that says, hey, come in and show us that you followed our Instagram page and we will give you whatever. So that's a great tool to use to get people to get engaged. Or, you know, in COVID world, you know, maybe they can't come into your business, or that's hard, you know, tell them to follow your page and take a screenshot of it and email it to you to get that perk. That's a great thing as well, you know, as a coupon or incentive to participate. So again, Instagram is really easy. I now prefer it over Facebook, only because it's also less political. It's less all the other stuff that we see on Facebook all the time. It's really just a little more chill. And it's definitely great for businesses to promote what they're trying to promote to an audience that you may not get. That's always my biggest thing is, if you use Facebook, that's great. I use it too. I use it for everything as well. But you really need to open yourself up and your business to succeed by using as many social media channels as possible. And it's not just Instagram. You know, the world is changing. It is, if you have kids, you know, the world is all about TikTok right now. So, you know, the world is changing and businesses are changing, and, you know, people are now getting paid to do TikTok. So, you know, it is, you know, we have to adapt with the times. And now, you know, that's something we're working on, is we're working on what's our involvement with TikTok and figuring that out. Because again, as the generations change, the app that they go after is changing as well. So it's really utilizing that. So our events we have a Facebook, we have a Twitter, we have an Instagram, we have a Snapchat, you know, and it's hard. It sometimes can think, oh my gosh, there's so many platforms we need to keep up on. It is. And that's why I really encourage you to make that social media calendar ahead of time. Because if you make it ahead of time, it'll get yourself more in a rhythm, as opposed to, oh, what am I going to post tomorrow? And again, you don't always have to post every day. I will also encourage you to don't always post at 11 a.m. every day. Kind of stagger your posts, because you're going to have people that look at those, that are looking at, you know, Instagram at 7 in the morning. You're going to have people looking at their lunch break. You're going to have people looking at it in the evening. So you never know where you might catch somebody. And if you just always post at 11 o'clock every single day, you may miss an audience, as opposed to staggering those posts out throughout the day. There's a lot of recommendations all over the world of how many times to post and this and that. And I think they're all great. I also think every business is different. So it's, you know, what works for you, what works for your company. So I can take any questions, and I can go back to any slides as well. But yeah.
Dylan, I'll start off. I have a question here. I had everything ready to go, so I knew you were going to walk us through setting one up. So I was working on my phone to set up the chamber one as you were talking. One of the questions that I had was, do we need to have it as a Gmail account, or can our regular email accounts, any account can work?
Yes, any account can work. Yep.
All right. And then the second question I had was, we run into this with our Facebook page. As most of you probably know, there are other green counties across the country, actually quite a few of them. And a lot of them are actually spelled the same way ours is, with the E on the end. So for our Facebook pages, we have to add Greene County, PA. We have to, you know, denote the Pennsylvania. When I typed mine in, I didn't put that in, and it didn't come up and tell me that it was taken. So does that mean then that there isn't another Greene County Chamber of Commerce out there that's currently using that as their handle?
Right, yes. So it'll mean, yeah, because it would say something back like that handle is taken.
Okay.
You
Okay.
can also, so I'm going to go on one of my Instagrams right now so I can kind of
Okay.
say your activity count.
So for instance, like I see, Brittany's on here and she's with Berkshire Hathaway. So, there's other people that work for that same company that she would have to make sure that she wasn't typing in something that was already there, but the system will come up and tell her that, no, that is already taken.
Yeah, and I feel like a lot of times, and Brittany, correct me if I'm wrong, do you, like if you guys have an Instagram, do you tend to put your name or your local on your stuff, or?
Our handle is all around Greene County, just because that was our Facebook page that we started years ago, and that's kind of what we used on Instagram too, because we share more than just real estate stuff.
And I'm trying to see, I actually think you can adapt, because like I know with our Pennsylvania page, we've changed our name a couple times. So, because our Instagram used to just be Pittsburgh, and then we expanded, so we moved it to Pennsylvania. So we did change the name, and that's what I was trying to find. So if something comes up, you can also
Just
edit it.
edit it.
Yeah.
And I do want to just add some information to really collaborate what you were saying with, or collaborate with the young folks. My daughter's in her late 20s, and she and her husband basically have sworn off of Facebook for the reasons that you mentioned, and pretty much she said, follow me on Instagram because that's the platform that they're using. And they're very tech savvy young folks, and they've pretty much walked away from Facebook because of the negativity. So, I think you really hit upon something there, that those of us that aren't using the Instagram platform are missing a lot of that demographic, because they've just, and I know myself, I've said numerous times since the pandemic began that I just want to shut it off. Like, I don't want to be on Facebook because of the negativity and all the things that's happening and the hate and everything. But because I monitor these pages, I need to be looking for my members' information so that I can share it. So it's kind of, I have to be on it, but yet I've really limited my time because it's just not good for your, not good for your soul. There's just so much hate there.
I have definitely said, like, if I did not have to use it for work, I probably would not have.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
And it is nice. It's nice to keep up with people, and there's a lot of great functions to Facebook, but that's the thing. That's the big difference is I'm not going to say there is no negativity on Instagram, but it's definitely not in the same that it is on Facebook right now. And it's harder. It's getting to be harder on Facebook to get your message across because it's getting inundated with so much other stuff.
Yes.
Yeah, it's definitely a very useful tool. And again, I like it for the biggest thing I like about it is the fact that I can post to Instagram and I can hit the button for it to go to Facebook as well. So that it's really not extra work. It's not the managing two different things. Like, I can do it all at the same time and be done. And again, I will say out of the three, I definitely use Twitter the least. I definitely just use the function of, I post to Twitter when I'm posting to Instagram. That's probably the least platform that I use out of the three, just because of what I am doing. Some groups may need it more, and it's really just, it's different audiences. You don't know. And I meet a lot with Waynesburg University students all the time, and they're even saying now, Twitter used to be the thing. And they're even saying now, they're staying away from it because it's even like, we think Facebook's bad with the negativity. Twitter is definitely at the top level. So we're definitely seeing more because Twitter, it's short, it's little spurts. You don't have to think through your thoughts because it's only so many characters that it's, quick to answer, quick to judge. And, really with any platform, and it's my biggest advice is, no matter what, you never know what's going to spark a negative comment. And it's just really thinking about, I always encourage that if before I respond to that negative comment, I have somebody else proof what I'm typing, just to say, does this look what I think? I might think it says this, but somebody else might interpret it as that. So I always say, you know, have somebody else look over it, or try to direct message them instead of maybe just commenting. Maybe just say, you know, hi, thank you for your comment. We sent you a direct message and follow up, or ask them to direct message you. That way it's off the public and it's more in a private page. And they can direct message on Instagram as well.
Is there any other questions out there, folks?
You did a great job, and you helped solidify my thoughts too, because I do think Facebook has a tendency to be extremely negative. Instagram, with you being able to, in a sense, limit to your, your wording in that, and be able to use the hashtags, you can keep things more uplifting and on point. And you also see the conversation doesn't seem to be as lengthy as what you will find on Facebook. So I actually share so many of your reviews, as far as if I didn't have to have a Facebook, I absolutely would not. It wears me out. That's just not the energy that I like to possess. So I limit my views there, because one, I don't want to be sucked in. Two, I just can't handle the woe is me and gossip. You know what I mean? You know, we're all in a battle in this world, and life is short, and I feel that we need to be uplifting and rising, and let's keep to current events that are positive, that can help others, that can have a feel good in today's society. I think that's what more people, in my personal opinion, should be focusing on. And Instagram, like I said, is a great tool for that. I just wanted to learn a little more in depth of what, if there was anything I was missing, or what more I could take advantage of, I should say.
Yeah, and honestly, like, that is my email there. I'm always willing, you know, if you get stuck, shoot me a message. You know, I'm happy to walk through. I mean, Melanie and I were trying to figure out Zoom a couple of minutes ago. You know, I am definitely open. If you get stuck somewhere, please do not hesitate to email me. You know, that's the thing, and I think that's the thing I like about, you know, the chamber is, especially with everything going on, we have to work together. You know, we do not want to see businesses going, you know, falling, nonprofits falling, and that's unfortunately the world we're living in. You know, we're seeing more and more of these businesses and groups that are struggling to keep going. You know, just as far as the Cancer Society, we're facing a $200 million deficit this year, is where we think our fundraising is going to fall. And the thought of maybe having to say we might not be able to fund that research grant that we were going to fund this year is heartbreaking, because that's just the world we're in, and we're trying to find those ways. And we know it's not just us, it's everybody. So, you know, I definitely think it's, you know, how can we work together? And if it's, you have questions on Instagram and that'll help you out, I'm happy to help you out with that.
Well, I appreciate that, Dylan. And also, before we got online today, I was asking Dylan some Zoom questions and found out that he is quite proficient in Zoom. So I had been looking for someone to host a seminar like this on Zoom. And so I think I have lassoed Dylan into it.
Yep.
So stay tuned for that, because I know there's a lot of features on Zoom, and it's becoming sort of just basically a tool of the trade for almost everybody. I know there's other platforms being used, but I think this one tends to be the one that everyone flocks to for its ease of use. And, you know, we're all used to it, and it does have a lot of really, really good features, and it's very, very user-friendly. So stay tuned, because I am going to get that on the calendar probably sooner rather than later. And I asked Dylan to come back. He's been using it for a number of years already, sort of before the rest of us kind of got pushed into having to learn how to use it and meet this way. So I'll be getting that information out, and hopefully you guys can come back and join us for that. But Dylan, if there's no other questions, I'm going to go ahead and thank Dylan, and we're just under our hour here. So I really appreciate you being here today, and hope everybody took something away that can help them. And we did record this, and we're going to try to get it up in the archives on the Chamber website, so that if you need to refer back to any of his slides or anything that he told you, you certainly have that availability. And I do thank you, Dylan, for allowing all of us to hopefully not overload your inbox, but be able to shoot you a message
Yep,
to ask for help.
Yep,
So thank you. All right, and thanks everybody for participating. We really appreciate it. And if you haven't signed up, we have our general membership luncheon next Wednesday. And Blueprints is going to tell us about the programming that they're doing to try to help those that they serve in Greene and Washington counties. So, all right, everyone, have a wonderful day.
Thank you.
Thank you.